how's everybody out there? I hope you're doing good. I hope the day finds you well. I have got me a few things for Christmas and I wanted to share with you. You can see the box here. Premier, it's upside down for you. Premier, I got me a few things when they were having their sale plus 20 or 30% off site-wide. Some things that I've been wanting for almost a year now, and I wanted to share them with you. So I've already opened the box, so hopefully it won't be as noisy, and we'll just go ahead and get started. Before I do though, I want to say something. If you watched my last video, the one where I did the Crochet Society reveal, you'll know that I'm getting ready to become a grandmother for the first time. So most of the yarn that I've gotten is so that I can work with it to make things for my grandbaby. I've got the price list and I'll try to share with you. I think the prices they put on the price list were regular prices. It didn't include my sale price, but I will share those prices with you, and hopefully in the future I can bring you a yarn review or two. So if you want, let's get started and get this box open. Can you see the beautiful yarn in here? I ordered, like I said, quite a bit to make projects for my grandbaby. I like the way that when you order things from Premier, they come in packaging. Nice and neat. I don't know, I've not shown you the whole box, but you can see that my box was damaged here. And then it has quite a big hole in it here. So, to me, thank you Premier for packaging like you do and making sure that everything's packaged up. Here's some more of that bloom yarn, and we'll talk about it in just a second. I got 4 of those. Hopefully it's like I've seen other channels do, and it does make the pattern as you go. I got some things for me that I've been looking at that I saw in other people's videos, and we'll save this for here in a second. I want to make a couple of hats and some booties and some small things like that. So I got their Everyday Baby. That's white. I got 4 of those. And again, as I said, just absolutely love the fact that they package everything. I got also the pink. And I got green. And what I want to try to do with this is I want to try to make the hat with some flowers around the hat, and hopefully that'll look good. So what do you say? This Everyday Baby, there's 4 white, 2 pink, and 2 green. I'll open the green and we can read the statistics on it, and we can talk about that yarn in particular. I know that it's hard to not make a bunch of noise, and noise is not always a good thing, but let's see what we can do as far as getting into this plastic. They tape this package really well. You see that? All the way up and down, inside and out, it looks like. Voila. I finally got it. Maybe it seems stuck there too. So, Premier Everyday Baby, and this is the first time I've ever ordered with Premier yarn. I've seen lots of people talk about it on their channels, and a lot of people like the yarn. They get a lot of sock yarn. I've not ever tried to make socks. I've only been crocheting for about 3 years. Started out making blankets with a simple double crochet stitch, and I've watched tutorials a lot from Bag a Day, a lot from Fiber Spotter, and I've since branched out and I've learned to do some other things. I recently made a sweater, and I recently made a baby cardigan / jacket from a pattern off of Yarn Inspirations. I didn't ever learn to crochet as a child. I didn't learn to read patterns. It was like a foreign language when I looked at them in magazines. Really appreciate the tutorials that everybody does here on YouTube, because I've learned a lot. That being said, Jeannie from On the Hook Crochet talked about in December before Christmas about making a pattern for her grandson and making that jacket. So I printed it off, and it's the first pattern I've ever really read and went by. I also saw the oven mitts that were Santa, elves, gingerbread, and snowmen that you could put the oven mitt that you had the cookie dough and the spatula in and make as Christmas gifts. And I did pull that off of Facebook and was able to follow her pattern pretty well off of Facebook. But those are the first two patterns I've actually used written wise. Otherwise I've just done tutorials or done stitches on my own. So let me tell you a little bit about this yarn now that I've talked so much. This yarn is 308 yards or 282 meters, and it's 4 ounces or 113 grams. It's a light DK3. It says machine wash, warm, tumble dry, normal, and it recommends 4mm knitting needles or a 4mm US 6 crochet hook. And you can tell that that yarn is pretty thin. And so, as I told you before, I got the green, the pink, and 4 whites. And that pattern on the ball band looks like a pretty chevron blanket. But the pattern is not inside. It's just a note from the Deborah Norville. So it may be a free pattern that you can get on the Premier site. They do offer free patterns, and that's www.premieryarns.com. Or it just may be a picture to entice you to get the yarn. Okay? I don't know. Lots of people do that. Not saying that's good or bad. This is the bloom yarn. I don't know how many people have tried it. I've not got a chance to try it, but I've looked and looked and looked at it since they put it out. And Crystal at Bago Day put on a yarn review about it, and also bought some and had some in her yarn hauls. Loved it, love it, love it when she did it and showed the pattern that it made. I think she got the pink, maybe the purple. They've got several colors, and I debated back and forth on what colors I wanted, but I finally decided on this soft white with this pink and green in it. This is called Baby's Breath, and I like just the plain white. Must be a mood I'm in. Can't wait for spring. I'm cold-blooded, and this, even though I'm in Virginia, this cold is not something I enjoy. I don't know too many people that do, but there's some. I got four skeins of this because I'm not sure if I want to make a blanket, if I want to make something clothing, and mostly if I do, it probably would be for me, or if I wanted to try something for the baby, or just play around with it. But I'm excited to have it. Again, the colorway is 1090-08 Baby's Breath. Hope you can see that. And it's a machine wash, warm, tumble dry, low yarn. It's also a light 3 weight, and it recommends knitting needles 3.75 or a US 5, or crochet hook 4.25mm or a USG. Hope you can see that. And then the yarn. This comes from the edge. I like to pull mine from the middle. I know people pull from one way or another, but you can see that this yarn doesn't have an easy pull or an easy way to find it, so it'll probably be one of those yarns that come out in a big yarn ball, barf, and you have to straighten up. Also not my favorite way of doing it, but you can see the pattern on that yarn, how pretty it is. Let's see if I can take this out the other way. Don't know where it comes. Good idea. Here we go. So that pattern stays pretty good for a while. I would assume that eventually it'll turn white by itself for a ways. But I don't know. That's one of the fun things about getting new yarns and trying it, isn't it? Getting to look and see how it turns out as you create your project. And it just makes crochet a lot of fun, because you never know exactly how good it'll turn out until you get your project done. I'm looking forward to bringing you a review on at least some of this yarn, and I hope that if you've tried Premier out and you have suggestions on what I could make with this bloom, you would love to leave me comments from down below. I would appreciate any comments you have and anything you want to advise me to do. I'm so excited. I know, my face doesn't know it, does it? But I'm so excited to share this small yarn haul with you, and I've hoped you enjoyed seeing some of these yarns from Premier, and I hope that you'll join me again in the future. Thanks, guys. Bye.